So it's the lockdowns right now and everyone seems to be making sourdough bread. Everyone always seems to be making sourdough bread. Lockdowns are not, so nothing's really changed. It's always the trendy thing to make. I tried making it last year and my results, well, they were not fantastic. What the fuck? So I'd like to dust myself off, give it another go, and maybe demystify some of the fear involved in making it, because does it have to be this complicated? Probably not. It's just bread. Let's make it. Over here. Okay, we're gonna start with the starter, which I had one last year that I killed because I went on a vacation and I came home and it was dead. It starved to death. So I had to start with a brand new one, which is fine because they're very easy to make. It just requires a little responsibility, and while you're under lockdown, you're not gonna forget it. It's something to do. Look at that. It started from down here, and look at all the bubbles in there. Sour. It started with 50 grams of water, 50 grams of flour, you mix it together, you stir it, and you let that hang overnight, and then the next day you add another 50 grams of flour, another 50 grams of water, you stir it, you let that hang overnight. On day 3, you're gonna remove 100 grams of the mix, and then you're gonna add 100 grams of flour, 100 grams of water. You listen to me now and you think I know what I'm talking about, but I'm really just following a recipe, and this recipe just seemed very straightforward and I liked it. Day 4, I removed 150 grams of the starter and I added 150 grams of flour and 150 grams of water. Mixed it together. On day 5, I removed 150 grams of the starter and I added, how much? 150 grams of the flour and 150 grams of water. On day 6, I removed 250 grams of the starter and added 200 grams of both water and flour. And then the final day, day 7, oh, that's today. Day 7. That looks great. Okay, so we need to talk about flour, because I don't know if you've been to the grocery stores recently, but they have no flour anywhere. It's a hot commodity right now and it's flying off the shelves. If you try to buy it online, it's all sold out or it costs $1 million. All sourdough bread recipes list 100% organic whole wheat flour or buckwheat flour, rye, strong bread flour, or a combination of two. And it confuses me, first of all, and secondly, where the hell do you buy these types of flours? Especially under lockdown. All that they have on shelves now is self-rising flour, and no one wants that. And plain flour, all-purpose flour, which is this. I went to the store the other day and it's like I won the lottery. Or I bought this off Amazon for a small fortune. This is the type of flours that I have and probably you have during lockdown, so we gotta make this work. So the question is, can you use all-purpose flour to make sourdough bread? I don't know. So I want to make 2 loaves today, so I'm going to use 800 grams of all-purpose flour. All-purpose. Jokes aside, someone's birthday out there. This is 460 milliliters of like lukewarm water, more luke than warm. 10 grams of sea salt. I need a bowl. And I'm gonna add flour, the water, I hope that's the right amount, and my salt. 300 grams of my sourdough starter. Natural yeast, natural yeast. Where's my thingamajig? Mostly I can just use my hands for this. And I'm just mixing this together until it's very kind of roughly together, and then I'm going to put it down on this surface. Maybe a bit too early, but just go with it. Okay, it should be really sticky, and it is very sticky, and I'm gonna just start kneading. Some recipes say like 10 minutes, some recipes say more, some recipes say less. Frankly, I don't know what to follow, so I'm just gonna go until it feels right to me. And I'm gonna resist the urge of adding more flour. I'm just using the palms of my hands, I'm really just pushing down hard on this son of a bitch. Okay, work it in, twerk it, work it, twerk it. What I'm doing is most likely not the textbook way of doing this. I know it's not. Heavy duty dough scraper. Cut right through it. I'm trying to get the window pane effect, which is you lift up the dough, you stretch it, and you should almost be able to look right through it without tearing it. So close. A little bit longer. Yeah, work that dough. Okay, let's try it again. Cut through the heart of this. I should have rubbed some oil on my hands first, but window pane effect in full effect. Okay, let's put it back together and get it smooth into an oiled bowl. Now I'm looking for it to like expand, double in size, triple in size, who knows? That's gonna take around 3 hours. Take this guy out of the bowl. Now first what I need to do is I need to kind of bring it back down to size. So back into a ball. Okay, now we gotta shape our dough. And this is the part that always just confuses the hell out of me. People that make these videos and recipes, just overcomplicating this step. You gotta move it around and fold it and slap it and blah, blah, blah. Is there a streamlined, straightforward way of doing this? Because if there is, then I'll make sourdough all the time. But right now, it's just like I watch these videos and I'm like, oh, that's too much work. So there's gotta be an easier way, right? Sprinkling some flour so I can cut right through with my scraper for my 2 loaves. Now I'm using a banneton without a cloth, rookie mistake, I think. And the lid to my cast iron Dutch oven. I'm gonna generously flour the inside of this banneton. And I put a kitchen towel, and I'm also gonna generously flour the inside of this. Now take the first ball, flip it, grab the first edge, and fold it into the center. Next, fold that edge, fold it into the center, rotate it, next, rotate it, next edge, and again. Now flip the dough completely over and grab the bottom edge piece and bring it in, dragging it under, rotate it to the next side, and just kind of do the same shit. Basically just doing this for each side. Now grab it like you're picking up something. You're gonna place it into the proofing basket. Upside down, the unfinished kind of looking end to it is right side up. And next up. Honestly, I don't know if that's gonna be correct because that seemed a little too easy, but everything went swimmingly. So just gonna flour the tops of these bad boys and then wrap the tea towel around this one, put a lid on it, and what should I put on top of you? I'll put a tea towel, how about that? Okay, so now we're gonna wait another 3 hours. There's not much to do today, actually, you just hang out. I hope you're reading a good book. Okay, so this really is an all-day thing. Okay, so these are good. So if I poke it, it should spring back slightly, and it's totally doing that, which is perfect. So this guy is ready to rock and or roll. So I'm gonna sprinkle this with a little more flour. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is flip this into my Dutch oven. Oh, Dutch oven. Dutch oven is a Dutch oven. If you have a Dutch oven, then you're cool. This is all you need. This is a Dutch oven and your dough to flip into it. I don't want to do it. I'm gonna do this. Oh, perfecto. Okay, so now what I gotta do is slash this bad boy. Knife, sharp knife, nope, sharp enough. Okay, so it's like kind of a rough little square here. You gotta be confident, and I'm not. There needs to be somewhere for the steam to get out of there, and well, so you gotta slash it. If it's not sharp enough, sucks, okay. I wish I had a sharper friggin' knife. Put the lid on. So I have a pan at the bottom of my oven, and I've boiled some water. I'm gonna add the water to the pan, and that's gonna be the steam while this guy is baking. So my oven's at 230 degrees Celsius, 450 degrees Fahrenheit. This is gonna go in there, and it's gonna hang out for 25 minutes with the lid on. So after 25 minutes, you gotta lift the lid and cook. After 25 minutes, you have to take the lid off the Dutch oven and just bake it lidless. Duh. Ooh! Hot, hot, hot. Next up is flipperoni. You should be able to just peel this right off. Cast iron Dutch oven. I bought it for, oh, that looks flat as f. This is a cast iron Dutch oven. It's a bit different than the other one I was using. They're both cool. They're both cool. I know a lot of videos and recipes like to heat up their cast iron skillets before you add the dough, but that's not what we're doing here today because my recipe told me not to. And it goes. What I'm looking for with these guys is a crumb, a healthy, like widespread crumb. And a crumb is what the cool kids say. What I mean is the holes. I want like a bread that has a bit of has a holy look to it. And big holes. Just right. Butter up your slice and eat. Okay, so what I wanted to do with these loaves right here was to debunk some of the myths that surround sourdough bread. We're all under quarantine and lockdown right now, and we all want to make sourdough bread. We go to the stores, all they got on the shelves is, if you're lucky, plain all-purpose flour. So are you telling me that I can't make sourdough bread with just that type of flour? Because to me, this tastes like sourdough and it looks like it. And if you're not gonna let me into the club, then I'm gonna start my own club. And anyone that wants to join it, that uses all-purpose plain flour, just give me a ring, we'll make it happen. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like the show, make sure to subscribe. That would be awesome. Huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon. They're up on the screen right now if you want to join. There's a link in the description. Oh, well, I got Instagram and I'd like to see you over on my Instagram. So if you want to have Instagram talks, let's hang out over on Instagram.